Sirsasana or headstand is a great asana to improve your strength, confidence, balance and circulatory system, amongst many other benefits. It also holds a great opportunity to face your fears and overcome them, because even if the asana looks dangerous and daunting at first, it can be broken down into smaller, more approachable parts which will help you to master the so-called king of the asanas. Do not practice Sirsasana if you're having any neck injuries, spinal injuries, high blood pressure or heart diseases, or consult a doctor to assure you that it's safe to do so. To be able to lift your legs above your head and line them up over your center of balance, you will need some flexibility in your hips and hamstrings, as well as strong shoulders and core. We'll do a few preparatory exercises to work on both requirements. Start sitting upright in Dandasana, with your hands placed beside your hips and your legs straight and together. Press your palms down into the floor without lifting up. Straighten your back and raise the top of your heads towards the sky. Activate your legs by pulling the toes towards your body. If this posture causes a painful stretch in your hamstrings, or if you're not able to straighten your legs here, you're probably not flexible enough to approach Sirsasana. Work on opening your hips and hamstrings first by leaning forward and holding the stretch for a couple of breaths. Work on stretching your hamstrings instead of rounding your back. Also practice Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose to further open your hip joints. Bring the soles of your feet together and clasp your toes with your hands. Straighten your spine and gaze forward. Gently move your knees up and down and bring your awareness to the movement and sensations in your hips and inner thighs. To create the necessary strength and flexibility in your shoulders, come onto your knees, place your elbows in front of your knees and then bring your elbows forward to the position where your wrists just were and clasp your hands. From here, rock your body forward as you inhale, bring your chin close to the ground. As you exhale, shift your upper body back and bring your forehead close to the mat. Repeat this movement several times. If this exercise becomes easy for you, try to lift your knees off and come into a forearm plank with your fingers clasped. From here again, shift forward as you inhale and back as you exhale, just as you did before. Work towards 2 sets of 10 repetitions of this exercise before attempting headstand. To come into headstand, start just as in the exercise before, on your knees. Hold your opposite elbows with your hands and bring them onto the mat. This gives you the correct distance for your elbows. Interlock your fingers and create a bowl for your head. Bring your lower pinky finger inside so it doesn't get squeezed. Place your head into your hands and try to find a stable position. Lift your knees and straighten your legs. Come onto your toes and walk as far forward as you can. Now check again the position of your head. Your neck should be straight and erected, your chin slightly tucked in. Release the pose and reposition your head if needed. If you try headstand for the first time, remain in this position for at least 10 breaths and get used to it. Also, work on the stretch of your hamstrings and elongation of your neck and spine. If you can't bring your hips over your center of gravity, or if you can't straighten your legs here, work more on your flexibility before proceeding further. After holding this pose for a while, release yourself into child's pose and rest for a couple of breaths. If you feel some pain on the crown of your head, you can double your yoga mat to create a softer surface, but avoid any soft pillows through which you can't feel the contact with the floor. Over time, you will get used to this new type of pressure on your head. Once more, come into the starting position, with your head and elbows down as before. Try to tuck one leg into your chest, and again hold here for at least 10 breaths before you proceed further. Try to straighten one leg up to the sky, while supporting yourself with the other leg on the floor. Practice these two positions with alternating legs until you feel stable and comfortable before coming back into child's pose. Once more, come back to the starting position. Then try to tuck both legs into your chest. And again, learn to balance and find comfort in this position. Learn to hold it for at least 10 breaths before you proceed. Bring your legs back down and rest for a moment in child's pose before we go into do the full expression of the posture. If you're attempting full headstand for the first time, position yourself next to a wall so you can catch yourself in case you fall over. Use the wall only as a safety net, not as a support while you're holding the pose. As before, walk your feet as close towards your head as you can. Try to bring your hips right above your center of gravity, so there's little to no weight left onto your toes. If you cannot come into this position, keep working on your hip and hamstring flexibility. Never try to jump up from here. Tuck your feet into your chest and then lift your knees towards the sky, either one at a time or both simultaneously. Then straighten your legs and push your heels up to the sky. Strongly push your hands and elbows down. Take as much weight away from your head as you can. Broaden your shoulders. Tuck your lowest ribs into your body. Strongly squeeze your bum and press your legs together. Again, push your heels towards the sky. Hold this pose for as long as comfortable. Then exit the same way you entered the pose. Bend your knees, lower your knees towards your chest, and then bring one foot after another back onto the floor. Release yourself into child's pose and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Do not stand up immediately. Rest for several breaths to give your blood flow time to normalize. Using these steps will help you to approach Sirsasana in a safe and progressive way. The most important rule is patience. Do not try to lift up too early. Never try to jump into the pose. Approach every step after you feel safe and stable in the previous one. If you feel pain in your neck, stop the practice and talk to a knowledgeable teacher to check your posture. If you found this video helpful, join us on YouTube to see more how-to videos, more pranayama courses, meditation, and further content. Also, join us on Facebook on Yoga Inclusion for free daily life classes. Leave a comment about your experience with Sirsasana. How did it feel for you? How did you progress through the steps? How long did it take you to come into the full posture? If you have any questions, write a comment or don't hesitate to send me a personal message. Thank you very much for watching. Namaste.